questions and some answers on the source of the Pegasus leak. Spyware maker NSO Group had its claim, but here's what we know after a series of daily revelations by a global media consortium alleged mass misuse of Pegasus by state actors around the world. For over a week since July 18, global consortium of 17 media organizations reported a leaked list of over 50,000 phone numbers in more than 45 countries that were potentially targeted for surveillance by misusing Pegasus, an Israeli made spyware that its manufacturer says is sold only to state actors for tracking organized criminals and terrorists. In India, the names of 125 potential targets out of 300 odd verified ones from over 2000 Indian numbers found on the leaked list have been made public. The government has denied unauthorized interception and described the Pegasus project as a fishing expedition based on conjecture and exaggeration to malign the Indian democracy and its institutions. While the media consortium that published the Pegasus project investigation pointed to the very specific nature of Pegasus clientele to imply illegal state surveillance on dissidents, activists, politicians, lawyers, and journalists at a global scale, it did not offer any insight into the nature of reliability of the leak, ostensibly to protect the source. On Wednesday, the office of NSO Group, the cyber intelligence company that manufactures Pegasus, were inspected by the Israeli government officials. A team from the Defense Ministry visited the NSO Group headquarters at Herzliya near Tel Aviv at the same time as the Israeli Defense Minister Benny Gantz arrived in Paris on an official visit. The Guardian, which is one of the media partners of the Pegasus project, reported. France President Emmanuel Macron's phone number are in leaked database and he has asked Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett for a proper investigation into the findings of the media investigation. NSO says it's a joke, is it? That the Pegasus project investigation has not provided details about the leak has raised questions about the rationale of the existence of such a global list of phone numbers. The NSO Group, which has been traditionally media averse, has put forth a series of counters to debunk the investigation. NSO has claimed that the investigation was based on a list that had nothing to do with Pegasus, and the company was recently approached by an information broker who had offered a list of targets apparently leaked from the NSO server in Cyprus. We don't have servers in Cyprus and don't have these types of lists. This is an engineered list unrelated to us. We look after it with clients and it slowly became clear to us that it is an HLR lookup server and has nothing to do with the NSO. We understand that this was a joke. NSO founder CEO Shaulev Hulu told CTech, an Israeli tech news website, last week. So what's the Cyprus connection? Both claim that NSO does not have servers in Cyprus and that the list was probably obtained from an HLR, home location register, lookup server unrelated to NSO are suspect. In 2014, NSO acquired Circles Technology, a company set up in Cyprus, a former Israeli military officer, primarily to integrate with Pegasus, a unique phone tracking technology that the Cypriot company claimed to have developed. NSO ran the Cyprus office of the Circles Tech until mid-2020 when, according to the motherboard, the tech arm of the Canadian-American magazine Vice, it fired its entire Cyprus staff and closed the country operation. Presumably, NSO did maintain servers for its Circles Tech office in Cyprus for a considerable period between 2014 and 2020, a window that largely overlaps with the time span when the number of the leaked list were allegedly targeted. Could a third party be the leak source? As for the second claim, HLR database are used for ascertaining a phone's location from its mobile number to execute innocuous tasks such as SMS messaging. But an HLR lookup could also be the first step in launching a cyber attack through malicious links sent via text, one of the NSO's primary methods for installing Pegasus. If NSO or Circle Tech indeed hired an HLR lookup service to determine if the device was currently active, registered, and so available for infection by SMS, wrote Security from Adaptive Mobile's Chief Technology Officer Cathal McDade. The presence of a third party would explain how a single list of global targets could become available at single source. In fact, third party HLR server, a source, may also explain the tight correlation found during the forensic audit of all 67 devices between the timestamp for a number of the leaked list and the actual time when the spyware's activity started on the device or it came under surveillance within a few seconds in some cases. Thank you.